Have you ever wondered why certain people come into our lives at just the right moments? It's as though they appear with a purpose, to teach us something or to guide us along our path. Have you felt a sense of familiarity when meeting someone new, as if you've known them from another time? In this video, we delve into the concept that people do not enter our lives by chance. Through the lens of 7 Zen stories of spiritual growth, we'll uncover the deeper meanings behind these encounters. So, make yourself comfortable and stay with us until the end, because what you discover might profoundly alter your perspective. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and share this video. Your support helps us create more valuable content for your spiritual journey. Story number 1. Purposeful Encounters. One day, while the elderly monk Hotaka meditated under a blossoming cherry tree, a young man named Hiroshi approached him respectfully. "Master," Hiroshi began, "sometimes when I meet people, I feel a positive sensation, as if I've known them before, or they share a special connection with my soul. At other times I encounter individuals who give me a negative feeling, as if they intend to harm me. This makes me anxious. Do people come into our lives by chance?" Hotaka, his penetrating gaze fixed on Hiroshi, replied, "People never enter our lives by accident. This truth runs deeper than we often realize. In life, we encounter various individuals, each with a specific place and role in our story. Some merely pass through, while others stay and accompany us through different phases of life." Rising slowly, Hotaka pointed to the blue sky above. "Observe the birds, young friend. They do not fly by chance. They are guided by the currents of the air, just as we are guided by the unseen forces of existence." Hiroshi watched the birds soaring through the sky, attempting to grasp the profound meaning of the master's words. "Think of your life as a garden," Hotaka continued. "Every person who crosses your path is like a seed planted by destiny. Some bloom into colorful flowers that last a season, while others grow into mighty trees that stand the test of time, each bringing the promise of new growth." Hiroshi nodded, recalling the various flowers and trees he had seen bloom along his life's journey. "Those who hurt us," Hotaka said gently, "are often our greatest teachers. They are the sharp stones on our path, and despite the pain, they teach us to grow and find our inner strength." Closing his eyes, Hiroshi relived the challenges that had shaped his soul over time. "And then there are those who appear when we need them the most," Hotaka pointed out, gesturing towards a majestic tree. "Just as the roots of this tree support it during stormy days, these individuals support us during difficult times." Hiroshi thought of someone who had been his refuge during a challenging period, a solid anchor in the midst of a storm, someone who, despite his wishes, had left his life. Hotaka concluded, "Some remain with us forever. They are like fixed stars in our sky, bright and constant, true friends, family members, or soulmates with them. We share the burdens of our days and the joy of our successes." The young monk smiled, feeling enveloped in gratitude for the special people he had met and had by his side. Looking up at the sky, Hotaka's eyes glimmered with a subtle light. "Recognize and appreciate every person who crosses your path, young Hiroshi. Each one is an essential part of your story, and you are part of theirs. Life is a complex web of destinies, and each encounter adds to the fabric of your existence." The master added, "There are fundamentally 3 types of individuals: those who support us on our path of evolution, pushing us to overcome limits and reach new levels of awareness; those who bring a breath of renewal to our inner world. When we meet these individuals, we sense that the universe is weaving an intricate web. The plans hidden in these meetings remain mysterious, but we can be certain that something within us is destined for eternal transformation. And then there are those who encourage us to continue. This particular group of companions may only stay for a brief moment, but their role is crucial. They remind us of the true nature of our path, strengthening our determination to move forward. The Master's words illuminated the young novice's path. In the years that followed, Hiroshi continued to follow the wisdom imparted by Hotaka. With each encounter, whether a fleeting passerby or a lifelong partner, Hiroshi saw each as a precious piece in the mosaic of his existence. Through challenges and joys, he learned that every person and every experience brought a hidden gift, a valuable lesson contributing to his growth and spiritual fulfillment. As the years went by, the novice grew into a senior monk. His eyes reflected wisdom, and his heart was filled with gratitude. In his new role as a spiritual guide, he passed on to the young monks the profound truth he had learned from Hotaka. Life is a continuous stream of meaningful encounters, each one adding to the unique beauty of our existence. Lesson. In conclusion, the essence of this story lies in recognizing that every encounter, regardless of its duration or intensity, contributes significantly to the richness of our existence. Life is a wonderful journey of discovery, and each individual who crosses our path brings a unique gift. Sometimes these people depart from our lives through death, sometimes they leave for reasons unknown, and other times they may behave in ways that compel us to make difficult decisions and walk away from them. What we must grasp is that their purpose has been fulfilled because one of our needs or desires has been met. In this dance of life, where people's paths intersect and diverge like the branches of a tree, true wisdom lies in keeping our hearts open at every encounter and learning from the lessons woven into the fabric of destiny. As we strive towards our life goals, we will inevitably face difficult challenges and trials that may leave us feeling helpless. Yet it is precisely in these moments that the universe sends us people who provide the courage to face these challenges and overcome obstacles. Their support and encouragement inspire us, infusing us with the strength to continue moving forward. Hotaka shared with the young novice, "Every encounter is a musical note. Listen carefully to the melody revealed through the people who cross your path. Find beauty in the harmony of human connections. Remember, whether it is a profound love, a special friendship, or even a brief acquaintance, an encounter can change us forever." To expand further, let us delve into the philosophical reflections and lessons drawn from this story. The concept that each encounter is purposeful is deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "We are here to awaken from our illusion of separateness." This profound insight emphasizes that every person we meet is interconnected with our journey, contributing to our spiritual growth and understanding. Modern life often bombards us with superficial interactions and fleeting connections, yet the essence of meaningful encounters remains unchanged. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it is crucial to pause and recognize the significance of each person who enters our lives. These encounters, whether pleasant or challenging, offer valuable lessons that shape our character and perspective. Consider the metaphor of a garden, as Hotaka suggested. Our lives are like a garden where every person who crosses our path is a seed planted by destiny. Some seeds blossom into beautiful flowers that brighten our days, while others grow into sturdy trees that provide shade and support over the years. Each interaction, whether fleeting or lasting, contributes to the vibrancy and diversity of our life's garden. The people who bring us joy and positivity are like the flowers, enriching our experiences with their presence. Conversely, those who challenge us or cause us pain are like the sharp stones in the garden path, teaching us resilience and inner strength. Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely noted, "The only way to have a friend is to be one. This quote underscores the reciprocal nature of relationships and the importance of being open and genuine in our interactions. By embracing each encounter with an open heart and a willingness to learn, we cultivate deeper connections and foster personal growth. In modern life, where we often seek quick solutions and instant gratification, the patience and mindfulness required to appreciate these encounters can be transformative. Each person we meet, whether they stay for a brief moment or a lifetime, adds a unique note to the symphony of our existence. Their presence, support, and challenges help us evolve and discover new facets of ourselves. In practical terms, this means actively listening to others, showing empathy, and being present in our interactions. It means recognizing that even negative experiences hold valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. By adopting this mindset, we can navigate life's complexities with greater wisdom and compassion. As the story illustrates, encounters are not random. They are orchestrated by the universe to guide us on our path. Whether we meet someone who becomes a lifelong friend, a mentor who imparts wisdom, or a difficult person who tests our patience, each encounter holds significance. The key is to remain open to the lessons they bring and to appreciate the intricate web of connections that shape our lives. Embrace each encounter as an opportunity to learn, grow, and contribute to the greater tapestry of existence. As we navigate our journey, let us be mindful of the profound impact that every person we meet has on our spiritual growth and overall well-being. In doing so, we honor the interconnectedness of all beings and the purposeful encounters that define our lives. Story number 2. Recognizing toxic people. In our daily lives, we interact with a myriad of individuals, yet some relationships leave us feeling drained and unsettled, as if they're tainted by negativity. How can we identify these toxic individuals and safeguard our emotional well-being? In this Zen story, we uncover 9 signs to help you recognize those who might hinder your personal growth. Make yourself comfortable and stay with us until the end to gain crucial insights into maintaining your inner peace. In a serene Buddhist monastery nestled in a remote part of Japan, there lived an elderly and wise monk named Hogi. One day, a young woman named Shara, troubled by toxic relationships, approached him respectfully. "Hogi, I've heard you know how to recognize toxic people and protect one's inner peace. Please teach me," Shara asked earnestly. With his usual calm demeanor, Hogi replied, "Of course, my dear. If you have the patience to listen, I will share the signs to watch for when identifying individuals who may disrupt your serenity. But first, let me make an important point. Those we label as bad people are not necessarily monsters. Their behaviors and energies can be toxic, affecting our mental well-being. However, before distancing ourselves from them, we must understand the reasons behind their behavior. Often, it's the pain and trials they've faced that have made them bitter or harmful." Hogi continued, "Before pushing someone away, ask yourself, why does this person behave this way? Is this person truly bad, or is there something causing this behavior? Can I do something to prevent it from affecting my emotions?" Only after answering these questions should you decide whether to protect your mental health by distancing yourself. Shara pondered Hogi's words, moved by the deep empathy they conveyed. She understood that if someone could harm her, it was crucial to first explore whether any action could be taken to mitigate the impact before deciding to distance herself. Hogi then outlined the first sign to watch for: constant manipulation. Imagine someone who skillfully distorts reality to get what they want. For instance, a colleague might deceive you about a superior's opinion to advance their own career. They might suggest you take another job offer, while their true intent is to secure the promotion for themselves. Shara listened intently, recalling a similar experience from the past year. The second sign is a lack of genuine empathy. Consider someone who shows indifference to your feelings, only expressing interest when it benefits them. This behavior harms relationships because it makes you feel that they don't truly care about you. They only show empathy when they need something. Hoagie described the third sign, constant creation of conflict. Imagine someone who, despite any peaceful situation, always seeks conflict, fueling arguments and discord. This attitude generates stress and makes the environment toxic. The fourth sign is the constant need for control. Picture a friend or partner who tries to influence every decision you make, steering your life according to their desires. This need for control undermines your autonomy and authenticity. Reflecting on these signs, Shara listened as Hoagie moved on to the fifth sign, a lack of respect for personal boundaries. Think of someone who repeatedly ignores your privacy, invades your personal space, or disregards your requests for solitude. This behavior creates feelings of vulnerability and insecurity. Hoagie continued with the sixth sign, frequent use of lies or half-truths. Imagine someone who builds a complex web of lies to achieve their desires. Consider someone like Luca, who exaggerates his experiences to appear more interesting, creating a false image of himself. The seventh sign is a pattern of vindictive behavior. Consider someone who seeks revenge or tries to punish you at the slightest hint of criticism. For example, Marta, a colleague who spread false rumors to tarnish your reputation after being warned. Hoagie proceeded to the eighth sign, constant search for attention. Imagine a friend who incessantly seeks approval by dramatizing every situation. Such behavior can exhaust and frustrate those around them. Finally, the ninth sign is a lack of accountability. Think of those who avoid taking responsibility for their actions, always blaming others. Reflect on your brother or acquaintances who blame you for their troubles. Hoagie paused, allowing the words to sink in. Recognizing these 9 signs requires keen perception. It's often difficult to acknowledge that even those we love can intentionally or unintentionally harm us. To preserve our inner peace, it's crucial to be aware of these signs. He concluded, practice mindfulness and be vigilant in your relationships. Always trust your intuition. If something feels wrong, take time to reflect. Don't be afraid to end toxic relationships if it means preserving your serenity and peace of mind. Shara thanked Hoagie for his invaluable teachings and expressed her deep gratitude. Yet, Hoagie felt there was more to convey. Besides recognizing these signs, remember to trust your intuition. If something feels wrong, take the time to reflect and don't hesitate to end toxic relationships if necessary. In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, we encounter individuals who can either uplift our spirits or drain our energy. Recognizing and dealing with toxic people is crucial for maintaining our mental and emotional well-being. Reflecting on the Zen story, we uncover profound lessons about the nature of our connections and the importance of safeguarding our inner peace. The story of Shara and Hoagie teaches us valuable lessons about identifying toxic people. From manipulation and lack of empathy to control and vindictiveness, each sign offers insight into preserving our well-being. As Hoagie advised, be vigilant, listen to your inner voice, and choose relationships that nurture and preserve your inner peace. After hearing this insightful Zen story, which of the 9 signs of toxic behavior resonated most with you? Comment. If it was the first sign about constant manipulation, or comment if you found the overall message valuable for your personal growth. Story number 3. The true meaning of forgiveness. Forgiveness is often hailed as a cornerstone of peace and spiritual growth. But have you ever questioned why forgiving others is so challenging? According to Buddha, there's a deeper understanding of forgiveness beyond the conventional wisdom. This Zen story will reveal a profound perspective on forgiveness in Buddhist culture. Stay with us until the end, as what you learn may reshape your beliefs about forgiveness and enhance your relationships and personal growth. In an ancient monastery nestled in the mountains of India, there lived an old and wise monk named Kumin. Renowned for his deep understanding of the Buddhist path, Kumin's modest attire belied the wisdom in his eyes, reflecting a long spiritual journey. One day, a troubled man approached him, burdened by a heavy heart. "Master Kumin," the man said, his voice trembling, "how can I truly learn to forgive according to the Buddhist path?" With his usual kindness, Kumin invited the man to sit and began to share a story to illuminate the true nature of forgiveness. "Once upon a time," Kumin began, "there were two disciples of Buddha, sons of a respectable East Indian merchant. The merchant, devoted to his work and focused on his family's prosperity, noticed that his sons were spending more time with Buddha instead of attending to the family business. His concern grew into anger, believing Buddha was leading his children astray. Determined to confront Buddha, the merchant approached him, filled with rage. He planned to humiliate Buddha in front of his disciples, to spit on him, and to hold him accountable for what he saw as the loss of his family's future. However, when he stood before Buddha, the serenity and calmness surrounding him momentarily made him forget his vengeful intentions. Despite his internal conflict, his pride drove him to act. He spat in Buddha's face. Kumin described the scene as if a wave of calm had enveloped the place. Buddha remained unmoved, accepting the apparent offense with an open heart and an unbroken smile. The merchant, witnessing Buddha's response, felt the futility of his actions. His anger transformed into remorse as he recognized the insignificance of his accusations and insults in the presence of such compassion. Forgiveness, as exemplified by Buddha, Kumin paused to emphasize, is not merely an action or the words, "I forgive you." It is a transformative process that happens when we are willing to release the past and view the person before us in a new light. The story continued with the merchant returning home, haunted by the contrast between Buddha's serene smile and his own shameful act. Unable to sleep, he was plagued by thoughts of Buddha and his own behavior. The man found himself at a crossroads, grappling with guilt and shame. Kumin highlighted this pivotal moment. The merchant began to understand that his imagination was perpetuating painful scenarios rooted in the past. Kumin explained that imagination can either be a powerful ally or a fierce enemy. Misused, it can create an endless cycle of anger and resentment. Over time, the man learned that Buddha had not judged his actions, but had a clear objective. Gradually, he let go of thoughts of revenge and earnestly sought forgiveness. One day, the merchant returned to Buddha, not with anger, but with genuine repentance. "Forgive me, great master," he pleaded. "My ignorance blinded me. I was solely focused on my life and my family's prosperity." Buddha, with a peaceful smile, listened to the man's plea. When asked for forgiveness, Buddha shook his head gently and said, "I cannot forgive you, for there is nothing to forgive. You have done nothing wrong to me." Surprised, the man asked why Buddha refused to forgive him. Kumin explained that Buddha felt there was nothing to forgive because he had accepted the man's actions without judgment. It was as if Buddha saw beyond the past and present, recognizing the pure essence of the individual. This refusal to forgive taught the man a valuable lesson. Forgiveness is not just an act of mercy towards others, but also an internal process of liberation. Inspired by Buddha's wisdom, the merchant embarked on a path of self-forgiveness. Over time, he learned to release the guilt and shame that had plagued him. Meditation became his refuge, a practice through which he observed each moment without being dominated by past memories or future worries. "Dear friend," Kumin addressed his listener, "forgiveness is not merely a gesture towards others, but an act of kindness towards ourselves. By viewing each moment with fresh eyes and letting go of painful memories, we find inner peace." The story concluded with the merchant, now healed from past wounds, returning to thank Buddha. Buddha welcomed him with a compassionate smile. Kumin emphasized that forgiveness, both towards others and oneself, is a complex and profound journey on our spiritual path. It elevates our consciousness and compassion, offering a gift that frees us from the chains of the past and opens doors to a bright future. Have you ever wondered about the true essence of forgiveness? In Buddhist teachings, forgiveness is not just an act or gesture, but a profound journey of compassion towards ourselves and others. It's not something that can be simply given or received, but an internal experience of liberation. Consider this. When you forgive someone, are you just letting go of their wrongdoings, or are you also liberating yourself from resentment and anger? Forgiveness is seen in Buddhism as a path to enlightenment and personal growth, helping those who have wronged us to understand the magnitude of their actions. When someone commits a harmful act, they are ultimately harming themselves, a principle rooted in karma, the idea that our actions have consequences that return to us. The act of forgiveness helps both the forgiver and the forgiven begin the process of self-forgiveness, promoting personal and collective healing. Reflect on this. Have you ever felt lighter after forgiving someone? That feeling of lightness is your spirit shedding the weight of negativity. Forgiveness, in this light, becomes a transformative act that frees you and has the potential to transform others. As the Dalai Lama said, "Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what happened. If something is serious, it is necessary to take countermeasures." Forgiveness is not about ignoring harm, but about approaching it with wisdom and compassion, acknowledging the past while choosing not to be imprisoned by it. Imagine a world where everyone practiced this form of forgiveness. How much more peaceful and connected would our lives be? Forgiveness, when understood in its true sense, becomes a powerful force for positive change, fostering an environment where understanding and compassion thrive, leading to a more harmonious existence. In conclusion, forgiveness in Buddhism involves compassion, self-awareness, and a deep understanding of karma. It is about seeing beyond immediate hurt, recognizing the broader impact of our actions, and fostering an environment of growth and understanding. Embrace forgiveness as a tool for personal and spiritual development, and watch as it transforms your life and the world around you. As Buddha wisely said, "Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Let go, forgive, and embark on a path of true liberation and peace." Story number 4. Unsolicited Help and Karma. Have you ever wanted to help someone without them explicitly asking for it? How did that turn out? Have you wondered if your good intentions might inadvertently cause negative ripple effects? In this Zen story, we'll explore why it's often best to wait until someone asks for help. By the end, you may find that your perspective on human relationships and karma is profoundly transformed. In a serene Buddhist monastery surrounded by lush gardens and ancient trees, the wise monk Noro gathered his disciples to discuss a topic close to everyone's hearts: the complexities of offering help. The disciples, curious and attentive, wanted to understand why their well-meaning efforts sometimes didn't yield the desired results. "Life is like a great river," Noro began in a soothing tone, "and each of us is a small boat navigating its tumultuous course. Often we try to steer other people's boats without waiting for them to ask for our help. To illustrate his point, Noro shared an age-old story about a young monk who eagerly intervened to assist a struggling companion without being asked. Despite the monk's good intentions, his intervention led to a series of unexpected events, creating a complex web of challenges for both individuals. "You must understand," Noro continued, "that suffering is a crucial part of our spiritual growth. Each person, like a precious gem, is shaped by life's pressures and challenges. When we intervene without invitation, we deprive them of the opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger." Noro recounted a story of two friends, Ash and Masu, who had shared many joys and sorrows since their school days. One day, Shash learned about Masu's financial troubles and decided to secretly pay off some of his debts. Although Shash's intentions were good, the gesture had unforeseen consequences. Masu, while grateful, felt deprived of the chance to resolve the issue himself and was uncomfortable with the personal details that Shash had uncovered. This led to emotional distance and strain in their friendship. Shash's act of kindness had inadvertently created shame and altered the dynamics of their relationship. "In essence," Noro said, "unsolicited help can create discord and confusion, demonstrating how even good deeds can have unintended consequences. Every action we take, good or bad, echoes back to us. When we help without being asked, we disrupt the delicate balance of another person's karma and inadvertently harm our own as well." Noro shared more stories, including that of a young man who, eager to solve a friend's problems without her request, found himself entangled in a series of endless difficulties. "If you enter a labyrinth that isn't yours without being asked," Noro explained, "you might trigger a chain reaction of events, creating a complex web of karmic connections. Your gesture of friendship, no matter how well-intentioned, could ultimately do more harm than good." Noro then delved into Buddhist teachings, sharing how he too had resisted the urge to intervene uninvited. Buddha, Noro explained, recognized the sanctity of individual learning processes and the importance of respecting each being's karma. Suffering, though harsh, is a valuable teacher. Noro provided relatable examples, recounting how he had often been driven by empathy to help friends or family in distress, only to recall Buddha's wisdom of waiting until help was requested. "Suffering is nearly always the consequence of past actions," Noro said. "Karma is the universal law that governs everything. When we intervene without being asked, we enter a karmic vortex, entangling ourselves in others' problems with unpredictable outcomes." Noro's teachings emphasized that life is an intricate web of lessons and opportunities for growth. Unsolicited help can rob others of the chance to learn and grow independently. Wisdom lies in discerning when to offer help and when to wait, respecting the free will and personal growth of others. "The essence of life," Noro said, "is recognizing that the best lessons are often learned through personal effort and experience. By offering help only when asked, we avoid disrupting the delicate balance of another's journey and ensure our actions serve as a respectful guide rather than an overwhelming force." Noro's teachings remind us that every action we take is like casting a stone into a pond. The ripples spread and eventually return to us. By being mindful and patient, offering support only when requested, we honor the sacredness of each person's journey and contribute positively to the intricate web of karma. Reflecting on modern life, we often feel compelled to solve problems immediately, driven by empathy and a desire to alleviate suffering. However, it is essential to remember that unsolicited help can lead to a cascade of unforeseen challenges. Allowing others to face their trials enables them to develop resilience and wisdom. The story of Shand Masu illustrates this point vividly. Sh's secret intervention, though well-intentioned, resulted in negative consequences. Masu felt deprived of the opportunity to solve his problems, leading to emotional detachment and strain in their friendship. This story teaches us that true help respects the recipient's autonomy and journey, allowing them to learn and grow from their experiences. As Buddha wisely said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." This highlights the importance of fostering a mindset that values personal growth through experience. By applying these lessons, we should strive to be more mindful and patient, offering support when asked and respecting each individual's path to self-discovery. If you've watched up to this point, you're already on the path to understanding the profound connections in our lives and the lessons they bring. Comment below with spiritual growth to affirm your commitment to these enlightening stories. Don't go anywhere. There's still a wealth of wisdom we want to share with you. Stay until the end to uncover the secrets that will guide you on your journey of spiritual growth. Story number 5. Recognizing destructive individuals. How many times have you felt that someone entered your life with the intent to sabotage your dreams and goals? It's unfortunate, but it's common to encounter people who wish to harm us due to personal grudges, frustration, or envy. In this Zen story, you'll learn to recognize the signs that someone may intend to destroy you. Stay with us until the end to discover how to protect yourself from such individuals. In a serene Buddhist monastery nestled in the Japanese mountains lived an elderly monk named Aizen, renowned for his wisdom and deep understanding of the human soul. On a winter day, as the aroma of boiling tea filled the air, his disciples gathered in the temple to hear him speak on a vital topic. "Today," Aizen began in a calm yet penetrating voice, "we will discuss a crucial topic, the 8 signs that reveal who among those who enter our lives may wish to destroy us." One of the disciples, Kai, eager to learn more, asked, "Master Aizen, what are these signs? How can we protect ourselves from those who intend to harm us?" Aizen nodded and began recounting an ancient anecdote to introduce the first sign. Once, in a village near this monastery, there was a sage who possessed a precious gem. One day, a cunning man approached him, praising his wisdom and asking to admire the gem. As the sage showed the gem, the scoundrel distracted him with smooth talk and swapped the gem for a shard of glass. The sage realized too late that he had been tricked and lost the gem, which would have ensured him a peaceful old age. "Manipulation," Aizen continued, "is like a silent shadow. Those who seek to destroy us will use cunning and tricks to distort reality and deceive us. We must learn to recognize the subtle games of manipulation to protect ourselves and our inner truth." Reflecting on times they had been manipulated, the disciples listened as Aizen shared another story to illustrate the second sign, destructive criticism. "Imagine a beautiful garden," he said, "where the plants, instead of receiving care and love, were constantly trampled by someone. Though initially it seemed like a small gesture, over time the garden began to dry out and the plants withered one by one. Constant criticism is like heavy footsteps that trample on our self-esteem. Those who wish to destroy us use derisive words and judgments to wither our spirit. We must learn to distinguish between constructive criticism, which helps us grow, and destructive criticism, which aims to undermine our confidence." With a smile, Aizen introduced the third sign, social isolation. "In a small village," he said, "there was a fisherman beloved by everyone for his character and helpfulness. An envious individual began to sow discord by spreading false stories about him. Gradually, the fisherman found himself isolated. Many friends abandoned him, and his business fell into crisis. Isolating someone is like cutting the roots of a tree. Those who wish to destroy us will try to separate us from others, creating divisions and spreading suspicion. To prevent this, we must cultivate strong connections, maintain a good reputation, and resist attempts at isolation. Eisen then discussed the fourth sign, defamation. He invited a guest to share a story. In a nearby region, the guest began, there was a highly respected merchant. A malicious rival started spreading baseless rumors about his honesty, damaging his reputation and causing the community to despise him. Gradually, although the merchant had always been honest, people stopped buying from him, forcing him to close his shop and move away. Defamation, Eisen commented, is a poison that corrodes our integrity. Those who wish to destroy us use their tongues as swords, wounding our reputation with lies. We must defend our reputation with truth and transparency, ensuring that falsehoods do not resonate with people. The disciples, some in tears, reflected on their experiences with defamation and how they could protect their reputations in the future. Moving on to the fifth sign, Eisen spoke of the sabotage of opportunities. Imagine a craftsman, he began, who every time he was about to achieve success found his work sabotaged. Tools disappeared, plans ruined, materials damaged. Despite his skill, he was unable to progress. Sabotage is like a wind that extinguishes the flames of our success. Those who wish to destroy us will create obstacles to hinder our progress. We must remain vigilant and protect our path to success by surrounding ourselves with trustworthy people and keeping our ideas safe until they are realized. As the day continued and the hot tea relaxed the disciples, Eisen addressed the sixth sign, the violation of privacy. He shared a legend about a keeper of ancient secrets who was targeted by an envious person trying to steal his manuscripts. The custodian, with the help of a trusted collaborator, remained vigilant and protected his treasure. Remember, Eisen stressed, your privacy is sacred. Those who wish to destroy us will try to invade our most intimate space to gather information against us. We must protect our private sphere by carefully selecting whom we trust. As the fog descended, enhancing the monastery's enchanting atmosphere, Eisen introduced the seventh sign, espionage. In a distant land, he said, there was a virtuous warrior. A rival, fearing his strength, sent spies to study his movements. But the warrior, with keen intuition, discovered the intrigues and repelled them. Espionage is like a shadow trying to steal our mental clarity. Those who wish to destroy us use devious means to observe our every move. We must be aware of external influences and protect our autonomy. The eighth sign Eisen shared was physical aggression and threats. He recounted a story of a devout monk who tried to guide some young criminals onto the right path. A devious individual, whose shady interests were threatened by the monk's virtuous actions, tried to destroy him physically, having him beaten to instill fear. Physical aggression, Eisen warned, is the extreme frontier of darkness. Those who wish to destroy us may resort to threats and violence. When threatened, we must protect ourselves by seeking help when necessary. As the day drew to a close and the stories had been shared, Eisen looked at his disciples with compassionate eyes. My children, life is a complex dance. Others can be either our guides or our shadows. Be vigilant and aware of these signs, but do not live in perpetual fear. Nurture a garden of trust and mutual respect around you. Surround yourself with trustworthy people, and do not let the shadows extinguish the light within you. The lesson from this story is clear. We must be vigilant and aware of the signs that indicate someone may wish to harm us. Protecting our mental and physical well-being requires recognizing manipulation, destructive criticism, social isolation, defamation, sabotage, invasion of privacy, espionage, and physical threats. By building a supportive network of trustworthy individuals and nurturing mutual respect, we can counteract these negative influences. Staying true to ourselves and maintaining our integrity ensures that the light within us remains undiminished, no matter the challenges we face. As Buddha wisely said, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Let this truth guide you in creating a life filled with positivity and spiritual growth. Story number 6. The Dark Side of Kindness. Kindness is a beautiful quality, but sometimes our desire to be kind can lead us to forget ourselves, allowing others to take advantage of us. We may feel compelled to always be kind, which can lead to our needs being overlooked. Have you ever wondered why some people are excessively kind, or why you may find yourself being overly accommodating? This Zen story will reveal the hidden side of kindness and help you find the right balance for peaceful living. Stay until the end to discover how to manage your relationships more serenely and find inner peace. In a mountain monastery in Japan, an elderly monk named Aizen, renowned for his profound wisdom, resided. One day a young woman named Shara approached him, sharing her disappointments. "Master," Shara began, "I have faced many disappointments from people I thought were friends, but who turned out otherwise. I have always been extremely kind, but my concern for others has only brought me pain. What am I doing wrong?" The master smiled warmly and began narrating an ancient story, a legend passed down by monks through generations. There was a village surrounded by a lush forest, where kindness and generosity were the core values of the community. The village's prosperity was tied to a magnificent cherry tree, Aizen said. Imagine a majestic tree with roots deep in the earth, symbolizing the village's strength and generosity. The legend says that the village thrived because its people shared their resources. However, Aizen continued, over time, some people began taking more than they gave. They picked the cherry tree's fruits without caring for the tree or sharing with others. Gradually, the village's generosity weakened, and so did the community. Shara listened intently, her eyes reflecting a desire to understand life's complexities. "The moral of this story," Aizen said, "is that generosity must be balanced. We must give with an open heart, but with wisdom and balance. If we give without discernment, we risk depleting our resources and weakening our ability to help others." A newfound awareness about kindness dawned on Shara as she absorbed the master's words. We might think kindness is always good, but when it crosses boundaries and leads to being kind in all circumstances, it becomes toxic, Aizen explained. It's like a parent who gives everything for their children's well-being to the point of neglecting themselves. Aizen's story expanded with new details. Some people, in their desire to accumulate, neglected their duty to care for the tree that provided so much. The balance between giving and taking is delicate, a harmonious flow requiring attention and respect. As Shara reflected on her own life and relationships, the monk sensed her eagerness to learn and shared more wisdom. Expecting too much from others can lead to disappointment. Setting boundaries is essential for emotional well-being. It's not wrong to do things for others, but focusing solely on others sometimes leads us to neglect our own needs. Time passed peacefully as Aizen and Shara explored the depths of generosity and wisdom. The monk explained how balanced generosity could transform relationships and bring joy to both the giver and the receiver. Shara felt enlightened by the monk's wisdom and learned that generosity should flow like a harmonious current, driven by deep awareness and sincere love, without being forced. Aizen concluded his story with loving advice. Strive to be like the cherry tree in the village. Offer your generosity but maintain your balance. Find joy in the act of giving itself without expecting too much in return. Remember, Extreme kindness can be harmful if we prevent others from achieving their own goals because we anticipate their needs too much. By focusing so much on others, we often forget our own needs, losing ourselves and becoming invisible due to our actions. Always being attentive to others' needs can lead to neglecting your own, diminishing your value, and allowing others to take advantage of you. Shara thanked the monk with a heart full of gratitude, feeling that the story and its advice would mark a new chapter in her life. Lesson. Have you ever wondered about the real meaning of kindness? In our quest to be kind and generous, we sometimes forget ourselves, allowing others to take advantage of our good nature. Generosity is indeed a powerful gift, but it must be cultivated with care and awareness to benefit both us and those we help. As Buddha once said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." The essence of this story lies in balancing giving and receiving, which is key to a fulfilling and meaningful life. Imagine always doing whatever is asked of you just to be seen as a good person. Over time, you may lose the ability to say no, leading to exploitation, which can affect your personal motivation, self-esteem, and mental well-being. Kindness, when not balanced, can become a burden rather than a virtue. So, what should we do? Should we stop being kind and generous? Absolutely not. There are healthier ways to practice kindness that protect both you and those you wish to help. First, it's important to set boundaries. Make it clear to others how far they can go and learn to say no without guilt. Saying no is not a sign of unkindness. It's a way to maintain your well-being and ensure your kindness remains genuine and sustainable. Next, create a list of priorities to help you continue helping others without neglecting yourself. Your well-being should be at the top of this list. By maintaining balance, you can offer your kindness more effectively. Overextending yourself can lead to burnout and resentment, diminishing the value of your kindness. Consider the analogy of the cherry tree from the story. The tree symbolizes strength and generosity, but requires care and balance. Just like the cherry tree, your generosity should be nurtured with wisdom and love. If people take more than they give, the tree, or you, will eventually wither. Reflect on Buddha's words. In the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Think about a parent who gives everything to their children, neglecting their own needs. While the intention is noble, excessive kindness can lead to self-neglect and a loss of identity. It's important to maintain a balance between giving and self-care to be more present and effective in your kindness. Have you ever experienced a situation where your kindness was taken for granted? How did it make you feel? Setting boundaries not only protects you, but also teaches others to respect your limits, creating a healthy dynamic where kindness is appreciated and reciprocated. By taking care of yourself, you ensure that your generosity is sustainable and that you can continue to help others effectively. As Tatan beautifully puts it, to love without knowing how to love wounds the person we love. Remember, being kind does not mean sacrificing your own needs. It's about finding a balance where both you and those you help can thrive. This balance is what makes kindness a true gift, one that brings joy and fulfillment to all parties involved. By understanding and implementing this balance, you can cultivate a form of kindness that is both powerful and sustainable. Reflect on how you can balance your acts of kindness with self-care and ensure that your generosity does not lead to self-neglect. Your kindness should be like a well-tended garden, flourishing with care and attention, providing beauty and nourishment to all who encounter it. As you move forward, embrace the wisdom of balanced kindness. Offer your generosity with an open heart, but always remember to keep your balance. In doing so, you will find joy in giving and ensure that your kindness remains a powerful, positive force in the world. Thank you for joining us in today's story. Before we move on to the next segment, I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to you. It's a pleasure to have you as a member of our community. Please feel free to share your story or personal impressions. If you're unsure of what to say, simply leave a comment saying, "I am a seeker," if you've just joined us, or "I am mindful," if you've been with us for a while. Your engagement not only signifies your presence, but also serves as a significant motivation for us. Story number 7. The value of solitude and quality friendships. Friendships. Do you find yourself surrounded by many friends, or perhaps you have few, but they are truly meaningful, or maybe you don't have any close friends at all? In today's world, the term friendship is often used casually. Simply knowing someone doesn't necessarily mean they are a true friend. In this Zen story about personal growth, you'll discover what it truly means to not have friends and whether it's something to be concerned about. Stay tuned until the end to gain deep insights into the real meaning of friendship. Elena, a girl with a kind and pure heart, frequently felt sad and lonely. She observed other residents in her town enjoying their groups of friends, laughing and sharing joyful moments. This sight left her with a profound emptiness and a yearning for companionship. While traveling through Japan, she sought solace and advice from monk Kobo, a wise hermit living in a small monastery on the outskirts of town. Known for his wisdom and compassion, especially in leading a solitary life, Elena believed he was the right person to address her feelings of loneliness. "Monk Kobo," Elena began softly, "I feel so lonely, and the absence of friends seems like a significant problem. Everyone around me seems happy with their friends, and I wonder why I can't experience the same joy." With compassionate eyes, monk Kobo invited her to sit. "Elena," he said, "friendship is indeed a precious gift, but your happiness shouldn't depend on the number of friends you have. Let me share with you why not having many friends, or even any at all, is not something to worry about and can actually be beneficial." Elena, still wrapped in her melancholic mood, asked Kobo to elaborate on the idea of having few or no friends. With wisdom gained from decades of study and reflection, Kobo began to unveil the secrets of true friendship. "Dear Elena," Kobo began, "the first thing to understand is that human relationships and connections are vital. It's not about quantity, but quality. Would you prefer to have many people with whom you share trivial things, or just a few with whom you share deep emotions and experiences?" Faced with these rhetorical questions, Elena began to ponder. She realized that many people around her had lots of friends, but she questioned the quality of those relationships. Kobo continued, explaining why having few friends, or none at all, should not be seen as a problem. "Having few friends," Kobo said, "provides a certain degree of freedom and authenticity. It allows you to be yourself without external pressures or influences. Imagine you have a passion that others find strange or uninteresting. With fewer or no friends, you can pursue this interest without judgment. To live a fulfilling life, you shouldn't conform to what others deem normal or cool. After all, who decides what normality really is?" Elena thought about her love for observing the starry sky on clear nights, a passion her classmates didn't understand and often mocked. Kobo continued to emphasize that quantity does not equal quality. "Having fewer friends enables you to cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships," he said. "Imagine having just one friend who truly shares in the joys and sorrows of your life. This connection could be so profound that they understand all your emotional nuances. This is an invaluable treasure." Reflecting on this, Elena recalled a time when a girl she knew supported her during a difficult moment. understanding her deeply without many words. She began to see that instead of desiring numerous friends who aren't truly friends, it is far better to find that one person who understands and shares your view of life. After giving Elena some time to ponder, the monk continued his explanation, highlighting another reason for valuing quality over quantity in relationships. Human relationships demand a lot of emotional energy, he explained. By having fewer friends, you can focus that energy on the people who truly matter. To illustrate his point, Kobo provided a practical example. Consider the number of conflicts or tensions that often arise in large groups of friends. By maintaining a smaller circle, you can preserve your positive energy for those who genuinely support you. If you must argue or resolve a conflict, it's far better to do so with someone who truly matters in your life. Elena realized that group dynamics often stressed her, whereas more intimate interactions brought her joy and comfort. Kobo further highlighted how loneliness could be an opportunity for self-exploration and personal growth. In the tranquility of your solitude, you can uncover hidden passions, latent interests, and unexplored talents. You aren't constrained by others' expectations, allowing you to grow in surprising ways. So, dear Elena, Kobo continued, I invite you to view loneliness differently. Having a few good friends allows us to find moments to be alone with ourselves, which significantly aids our spiritual and personal growth. Elena reflected on how much time she could devote to her personal interests when she wasn't constantly trying to fit in with groups. She discovered aspects of herself she didn't even know existed, and it was beautiful. Finally, Kobo emphasized that the absence of social constraints allows for greater flexibility in life. Imagine receiving a job offer in a distant place with no strings attached. You're free to embrace new adventures without worrying about how they might affect your social circle. Elena considered those who, with fewer close ties, could seize opportunities without restrictions. She had met people who, thanks to their extreme autonomy, had ventured far to realize their dreams and aspirations. Kobo concluded, when you have few but genuine friends, you can move to the other side of the world and never lose them. They will remain by your side beyond space and time. Listening attentively, Elena realized she had developed a new understanding of friendship. Not having many friends didn't mean being alone, but rather focusing on her inner self and seeking connections that truly mattered. Master Kobo hugged her gently and added, always remember that your happiness should not depend on the number of friends you have, but on the quality of the connections you cultivate. I've known people who claim to have no friends, only to find that they have one person who means as much as 100 friends. Those with few friends are often the most authentic and profound people. They do not settle for mediocrity and typically possess an extraordinary inner world and rare human qualities. Lesson. Imagine that loneliness, often viewed with fear and discomfort, is instead seen as a powerful ally in your journey towards happiness, spiritual growth, and personal fulfillment. Embracing solitude doesn't mean resigning to a life of isolation. Rather, it opens the door to deep, meaningful connections with the right people, those who truly add value to your life. Consider the words of Buddha, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." If you perceive loneliness as an enemy, it will indeed feel oppressive. But if you reframe it as an opportunity for introspection and growth, it can become a source of immense strength and enlightenment. In our modern society, there is a belief that happiness is directly proportional to the number of friends we have. Social media amplifies this notion by equating large networks with social success. But is this truly the path to genuine happiness? Reflect on the teachings of Zen, which emphasize simplicity and the depth of human connections over superficial interactions. Zen Master Tartan once said, "Sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy." This profound statement suggests that our inner joy and contentment are not dependent on external factors, but can be cultivated from within, regardless of the number of friends we have. Think about it. Quality over quantity in friendships is a concept that holds true across various aspects of life. Just as a single, well-tended plant can flourish more beautifully than a neglected garden of many, a few genuine friends can enrich your life more profoundly than a crowd of acquaintances. This isn't to say that having many friends is inherently bad, but rather to highlight that the value lies in the depth and authenticity of those relationships. Have you ever had a friend who, despite not being seen often, always understands you deeply and supports you unconditionally? This is the essence of true friendship. Moreover, embracing periods of solitude can lead to significant personal growth. The time spent alone allows you to reflect on your experiences, understand your emotions, and discover your true self. The Buddha wisely noted, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." This quote reminds us that self-love and understanding are fundamental to our happiness and cannot be achieved if we are constantly surrounded by others and distracted from our inner selves. Consider the practical benefits of solitude as well. Without the constant need to socialize, you can focus more on your personal and professional goals. You have the freedom to make decisions based on your true desires rather than societal expectations. For instance, if a unique job opportunity arises in a distant place, the absence of strong social ties can make it easier to embrace new adventures and experiences. This autonomy allows for a life that is more flexible and adaptable, qualities that are invaluable in our ever-changing world. But let's delve deeper into the emotional and spiritual advantages of solitude. When you are alone, you have the opportunity to listen to your inner voice, meditate, and connect with your spiritual self. These moments of introspection can lead to profound realizations and a greater sense of peace. The Zen tradition encourages us to find wisdom and tranquility within ourselves, rather than seeking it from external sources. This is beautifully encapsulated in the words of Lao Tzu, the founder of Taoism: "He who knows others is wise, he who knows himself is enlightened." By knowing yourself, you gain insight into your true nature and can cultivate a life aligned with your deepest values and aspirations. Now I invite you to reflect on your own life. Are there times when you felt the pressure to conform to social norms at the expense of your own happiness? How might your life change if you embraced solitude and focused on cultivating a few meaningful relationships rather than seeking the approval of many? Remember, the journey to happiness and fulfillment is unique for each of us. By viewing loneliness as a friend rather than a foe, you open yourself up to a world of personal and spiritual growth that is rich with possibilities. In conclusion, this story teaches us that loneliness, when seen from a new perspective, can be a valuable ally in our quest for happiness, spiritual growth, and personal fulfillment. It's not about having a multitude of friends, but about having the right ones, those who bring real value to your life. If you tend to be a loner, it might just be because you have a higher-than-average sensitivity, a gift that allows you to connect deeply with yourself and others in ways that are profoundly enriching. So embrace solitude, cherish your genuine connections, and embark on a journey towards a more fulfilling life. How will you choose to see loneliness from now on? Conclusion. In the journey of life, guided by Zen and Buddhist teachings, we come to understand that every encounter holds significance. Each person we meet has the potential to offer valuable lessons, contribute to our growth, and assist us on our spiritual journey. Reflect on the wisdom shared through these stories and recognize the beauty of these purposeful encounters. Embrace the opportunities for growth, understanding, and connection that come your way. Let these experiences enrich your life and guide you towards a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, The Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos, where we continue to explore the timeless teachings of Buddhism and Zen philosophy to support your spiritual journey. Thank you for being part of our community. We look forward to sharing more wisdom with you.